It's a great buying opportunity, and we just got the jobs numbers. The economy is just fine. Now, maybe you don't like watching sausage being made. Obviously, Trump doesn't care. He's an unusual character that way. A lot of these negotiations are done in private quarters. Trump doesn't care. You saw the first of that with Lewinsky. That's just the way he operates. So I don't care about the noise. I care about the outcome.
That's Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary throwing cold water on the fear-mongering and desperate hysteria being pushed by CNN host and paid propagandist Laura Coates. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish, and it looks like establishment media on the left are doing everything in their power to object to President Trump's America First agenda, including attempting to recycle 20-year-old arguments from the right that aren't applicable to the current situation and goes against everything the left has been screaming about. A point Scott Jennings was quick to make when Coates tried to kick up a fuss about President Trump playing golf.
Scott, Democrats, they're pouncing on the fact that President Trump was playing golf as these markets were tumbling. Do you worry about the optics at all?
No, I mean, not at all. I mean, presidents play golf. Joe Biden played golf. Joe Biden spent most of his term on vacation. I mean, no. I mean, this is a common parlor game that's played. I don't think it makes a difference to anybody. I do find it interesting in this conversation, though, about Democrats finding their, free market bona fides all of a sudden. I mean, these are the same party that's been arguing that corporations need to pay higher taxes. I mean, effectively, a tariff is just a tax on corporate activity. That's what it is. And Democrats for years have argued for higher corporate tax rates, and now they're arguing against effectively a tax on corporate activity. I think if I were Donald Trump, I might next week say, you know what? I'll meet you on this. Let's slash the corporate tax rate in half, and it'll mitigate your concerns about the tariffs. I bet you wouldn't find one Democrat who would agree to it, even though it would be an amazing idea.
Once again, Scott Jennings is absolutely correct about this, but sadly, his arguments are falling on the deaf ears of pretend journalists at CNN, who desperately want you to think the sky is falling because of the stock market. But as Kevin O'Leary is about to point out, the historical data suggests that this is just another short-term panic, which CNN would know if they ever looked at a graph that wasn't handed to them from Democrats and cropped to suit their narratives.
Can you defend the tariffs?
I try and focus on the signal, not the noise. Harris is not president. Trump is. And if you don't like him 12 years ago, you don't like him now. And I get it. I completely get it. But that's not the issue. Let's talk about the situation here. Reciprocal tariffs that have been put in place, they're basically ours for some country. We've got 60 countries on the list. Already, you've heard from Thailand, Cambodia, the EU, and Senator Kenney in Louisiana calling for zero tariffs between Canada and the United States. The whole point is it's a negotiation. And if you can get to zero tariffs, that's the best outcome. That's called free trade. That's 50% of why these tariffs are put on. So I'd argue to you, yeah, I hate volatility. I don't like it when the market corrects, but the market corrects all the time. And it generally goes down 15 to 20%. It's proven over 100 years plus.
Something the media can never explain about their fear-mongering on this is why tariffs are uniquely bad for America and not anywhere else in the world that leverages them to their advantage. The fact of the matter here is Trump's tariffs aren't punitive, preemptive, or levied against countries that don't have them against us, which puts knee-jerk opponents like Coates in a hard position of why it's okay for everyone else in the world, but apparently spells destruction for America. A point that was excellently highlighted by Victor Davis Hanson on the Daily Signal.
China has prohibitive tariffs. So does Vietnam. So does Mexico. So does Europe. So do a lot of countries. So does India. But if tariffs are so destructive of their economies, why is China booming? How did India become an economic powerhouse when it has these exorbitant tariffs on American imports? How did Vietnam, of all places, become such a different country, even though it has these prohibitive tariffs? Why isn't Germany, before its energy problems, why wasn't it a wreck? It's got tariffs on almost everything that we send them. How is the EU even functioning with these tariffs? I thought tariffs destroyed an economy, but they seem to like them. And they're angry that they're no longer asymmetrical. Apparently, our people who are tariffing us think tariffs improve their economy. Maybe they're right. I don't know. The second thing is, why would you get angry at the person who is reacting to the asymmetrical tariff and not the people who inaugurated the tariff? Why is Canada mad at us when it's running a $63 billion surplus and it has tariffs on some American products at 250%? Doesn't it seem like the people who started this asymmetrical, if I could use the word trade war, should be the culpable people, not the people who are reluctantly reacting to it?
At the end of the day, President Trump is honestly being as fair as he can about all of this. The tariffs simply intend to level the playing field that was skewed against us for so long and almost work on autopilot to make it so that whenever a particular country puts tariffs against us, we reciprocate and mirror them. And once they remove that condition, the tariffs go away. So honestly, the choice is in their hands, not ours. Which of course is something establishment media doesn't want to talk about. But let me know what you think. Are the tariffs fair or unfair to other countries? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!